Hey guys and gals, hope everyone's doing well. So this next video is another unfortunate, unplanned video, but hopefully it will be fortunate for you that it helps you out in case you ever encounter this issue. So I came out to my car to discover the battery was dead. I discovered this because I tried to pop open the frunk and it wouldn't open. I turned the ignition in my car. I saw the lights come on the dashboard, but got lots of warning lights. The engine wouldn't crank. I immediately realized that the battery was dead, and it was really not of any surprise because this battery is the original battery on this 2017 911 Carrera S 991.2. And I know it's the original battery because if you want to know the age of your battery, you can find the date of manufacture stamped right here on the negative terminal. And on that one, it is stamped with the numbers 3616, which means it was manufactured in the 36th week of 2016, which puts this battery at around 8 years old. And in my opinion, that's a pretty good long life. Fortunately, I was able to run over quickly to Costco and pick up a replacement battery. I picked up this Interstate one here. It is the H7 850 cold crank amps battery from Costco, 170 bucks versus taking this to the dealer and having them charge me $600 to put in a battery, which is probably not very different from this Costco battery. So I know there's a lot of debate as to what batteries are best, and this is not intended to start a debate on whether or not this is the best battery to buy. I think most batteries are pretty comparable to one another, and given the amount of money I'm saving by doing it myself and the amount of fun I'm going to have doing it, it's well worth it for me to have picked this up quick and easy from Costco to do it myself. So, and hopefully this will help some of you if you are ever in the same situation where you need to do a quick battery replacement. So one thing that I want to mention is, you know, when you have a dead battery, you can't open the frunk. That's really important because how are you going to replace the battery if you can't open the frunk because the battery's dead? Well, I want to just show you real quick a device that I used. I used this Noco Boost. This is a portable rechargeable battery jumper, if you will, and it's got you know, these the two connections here, one for the main power and one for the ground. And to pop open the frunk, you remove the fuse panel. There's a thing that you can pull out there to connect the power terminal to on this jumper. And then you connect the negative one to one of the hinges here on the door, and that allowed me to have enough power to open up the frunk. So just wanted to kind of give a little plug for this device because it did come in handy. Had I not had this device, I would have had to have brought jumper cables into my garage and had it connected that way, or I would have had to have used another sort of battery charger or battery tender to get it to give it enough power to open the frunk. The other thing that is debatable, there's a few things that are debatable actually. One of the things I'm going to do is I do have a trickle charger that I am going to leave connected here in the 12 volt power socket there. I'm going to do that hopefully because that might prevent the loss of any memory features in the car. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to leave it plugged in because I have it, and why not? The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I'm done with all this, I'm going to use my iCarSoft code reader OBD tool to update the system with the new battery. Now, I know that that's also very hotly debated as to whether or not you actually need to do that. You know, people say you could just put in a new battery and go on with your day, and it makes no difference whether or not you you know, update the system to indicate that you have installed a new battery. I'm going to do it because I have the tool, and why not? Anyways, I don't know that I'm going to go through a whole process detailing the procedure of removing and installing the new battery. It is a very heavy battery, and I'm gonna probably struggle a little bit to lift this one out myself, but I'm gonna give it a shot. The first thing you need to do is you need to remove the air compressor That requires, I believe, a T30 bit here, and then there's a few other sockets and nuts that you need to remove. Probably a 10, 11, or 13 millimeter socket, I'm not sure, but in any event, I'm gonna remove the battery, do it quick and dirty, put in the new battery, and then hopefully everything is gonna be working and my car will be ready to go. So anyways, if you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, we're gonna start by removing the air compressor, and that actually uses a T20 bit in that screw right there. So this thing pops out. Let's see, there we go. That's the cover for the air compressor in case you've never taken that apart. There's your air compressor. Never had to use it, fortunately, and hopefully I never do, but that comes out nice and easy. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and remove this screw here. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave all the little parts down here in the, it looks like I gotta remove this thing here too. All right, we don't wanna lose any little screws in here. Been known to do that. I'm gonna just move this off to the side. Looks like this probably comes off nice and easy. All right, first part done. Looks like there is a nut there that needs to be removed. One way back there. I'm gonna make sure I get the right size for that. And then another one right here, a third one. So stand by, I'm gonna go get the sockets for those and let you know what those are. All right, so these three nuts, the one right here, the one right here, and the one in the back there are all 13 millimeters. So we'll start by removing those. And you want to be careful not to drop anything down in the compartment, because I would imagine that is very easy to do. Fortunately, I've got an assortment of magnetic tools that I can use, but I don't want to have to use those. Let's see. Let me get this one over here. Looks like, there we go. Got that one sufficiently loose. I can do it by hand. All right. This is the bracket. And now, the one that you want to be really careful with is this one in the back there, because that's not easy to get to, and you definitely don't want that one to fall. I'm gonna do this one by hand, but I'm gonna be super careful. Pray for me that I don't drop this, because that would be very unfortunate. But there it is. I got the nut there off, and now I just need these are 10 millimeter screws or nuts here. So I've got the 10 millimeter socket here ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen those. just to get the process started here. Let's see. Nice and loose there. We'll do the same thing here. We can do that by hand. All right. That one's nice and loose. That one's nice and loose. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to disconnect this and lift this battery up. Now some people, I don't know if I'm going to try this, but they take a piece of wood, slip it through there, and they use 2 strong people to lift that thing out. Hang on just a minute. Let me see what... I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up. I'm going to disconnect these and cover them up with Ziplocs so that nothing shorts out. Also want to give you a different view here to show you that indeed it does look like there's more space for a longer battery should you decide to put in a longer battery, but I am going with the H7 size, which I believe is closest to this one. So the other thing I want to mention is for programming the BMS, you're going to want to keep these decals available, because I think those are going to come in handy when reprogramming the BMS for the new battery. So hang tight. All right, so I jiggled these loose a little bit, the connections here on the terminals. So I'm going to go ahead and cover them both with plastic before lifting the battery out. So just a good measure. Better safe than sorry. You don't want to have anything touching that would cause a short circuit. Let's see. Hey, I guess I could just step in here. This is pretty easy. Let's go ahead and get that there. Let's see, I might actually just be able to get in here and lift this thing out. Oh yeah, that actually wasn't too bad. Standing in the whoop. Oh well, there goes my light. All right, hang on, I'll be right back. Well, now that the battery's out, no need to have those connections covered there, but you could see the amount of leaves and dirt in there, so I'm just gonna take a little vacuum to that and clean that up a bit. All right, now that I've got everything cleaned up, I am going to step into the front. I've got the negative terminal there, or cable pulled away. The power is right here. I'm going to slide it into place. All right, got it in place. I'm going to first connect the negative here, then I'm going to connect the power, or the ground rather, here, and then the power, and then I'm going to attach the clamp over down here and then get everything secured again. Alright, well, it would help to remove this plastic cover from the ground, because that's where that's going to go. Then I'm going to connect this here. Let's see. That looks good there. Guess I can just go ahead and give it a little little snug there, just to keep it from slipping off. And then I'll give it a better tighten once I have all this here figured out. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It's ready to go. I can just go ahead and give that a little tighten. All right. Be right back. All right, so now I'm going to do the reverse of what I did before, and that is I'm going to attach the clamp that holds the battery down here from slipping and sliding, the strap that goes over it, then I'm going to put back the air compressor, and we should be good to go. So hang tight. All right, so first is this clamp device that keeps the battery from sliding around, and that should go in nice and easy. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. There we go. This is like the never-ending screw. There we go. That thing, just a little, not too tight, but that is not going anywhere. All right, next. This is the one I want to be careful with because I don't want to lose that nut. And so here's where it connects right here on the bottom. You can see, oh, there it is. It's really easy to do this standing inside the frunk. I don't care what anybody says. And oh, please don't drop it. Oh no, I feel like I'm getting close to dropping it. Now, let's see. It's a little tricky to get that in there. That's what she said. Ba-dum-bump. All right, let's try that again. Let's not, please, let's not drop that. There we go. All right, I think I got that without dropping it. All right. And I'm gonna get this one on, hopefully without dropping this one. There, that one's nice and easy. Get those on hand tight first. By the way, this has a manufacture date of June 24. There's a sticker right there that says 0624, so I'll take that on its face, that is the date that it was manufactured. And sure enough, that's tight. Oh shoot! It happened. It happened. I dropped it. Let's go get my magnet tool thing. I can't believe it actually happened. So I am notorious for dropping things and everything. So I've got all these tools. Hopefully I only need to use one of them. I've got all these different magnet tools. Let's see if this one here, I got one here. It's got a little flexy thing on the end. Oh man, Don't tell me I'm gonna have to get the, oh, there it is. Look at that, saved. Can't believe it. Forgot, need to tighten this one here now. All right. Didn't drop it this time. All right. Just a few more things to put back together here. Probably should have done this before putting everything back together, but let's go ahead and make sure the car starts and the battery's working. Oh yeah. Battery protection was active during parking. Not sure what that means, but it's working, and that thing cranked up super fast, faster than I've heard it crank up in a long time. So anyways, I'm gonna let it just run for a minute, then I'm gonna finish putting everything back together. Stay tuned. All right, so just got to put a couple more pieces back in. This is the holder for the air compressor, and these little clips on the back clip into the battery tray. So be sure to line up those pieces in there. There, so it sets in there nice and snug. This is the horn or the alarm, siren, not exactly sure, but let's go ahead and get this little doohickey. Please don't drop this screw. All right, got that one in, nice and easy. One more screw to not drop. Oh, let's see. Oh, almost dropped it. This one would not be as easy to recover, I can tell you that. And that's it, nice and snug. How did this go? Is that like that? Sure, why not? And then look at that. Can you believe it? This $170, super easy DIY. Took me like 15 minutes max versus $600 going to the dealer. I mean, I really did it for the fun, but it's nice to save money. And be right back. Just want to show one more shot of this nice and finished. You can see there the extra space that it would have allowed for a larger battery, but that's the actual same size battery as the original Porsche one. So and the Porsche one is actually made by a company called Banner, which you can't even get those batteries in the US. So anyways, nice and complete, and of course looks very pretty being a new battery. Okay, so in order to update the BMS, the battery management system in the car, there are going to be a few pieces of information that you need. Now, the car, when you are updating the BMS, it asks for information that can only be found on a Porsche battery, or a battery provided by Porsche. So it's going to be important then, in my case, since I did not install a battery that was a Porsche battery, that I know the numbers that are used in a Porsche battery. So number one, first of all, as you may have seen, I swapped the battery for a same or almost the exact same capacity and size of battery. The battery that I took out, which is here, was an 80 amp battery. The battery that I put in was an 80 amp battery. That number 80 is going to be required. Also, I put in an AGM battery, and that the new battery is an AGM. This is an AGM. And then there's two numbers that are on this battery that are going to be required to update the BMS. Number one is the model number, which is right there. You could see the 99961080012. And then the other the other number, which you can see right there next to the barcode, and it's a little bit blurry, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you just in case. That's 205 with a space BA24G9806WE. That number is indeed needed when updating the BMS. Now I'm going to be using this iCarSoft tool. This is the POR version 2.0. I've used this to do a few other basic maintenance tasks, but in any event, it's a very simple process. I'm just going to need those 4 bits of information, and then we will be all set to go. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've written the numbers down that I need off the battery so that I can go ahead and run this update of the battery management system. So here we go. I've got, there we go. So let's go ahead and let's see. Service. BMS. Porsche. We will go with the latest version. 991. Ignition is turned on. F2 OK. Note, this process must be carried out, blah, 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 blah. Here is the information that it's asking for: the battery capacity, the battery technology, the serial number, and the part number. All 4 of those numbers I have written down. So we're going to begin. Please enter the battery's capacity. So that is 80. Well, that was easy. So I would say that from my experience, first time changing the battery on this car, doing it quick and dirty is the right way and easiest way to do the battery swap. Just simply disconnect the terminals, put in the new battery. The couple pointers that I would call out is, number one, make sure that you have the information that I shared, which is the numbers off of the battery, the Porsche battery, if you plan to update the BMS to indicate that you've changed the battery. Let's see, what else? I would say that lifting the battery in and out of the compartment there, it's definitely, if you're doing it by yourself, it's definitely easier to do if you are standing inside the frunk like I was. Be very careful not to drop any sockets like you saw me do when I was taking out some of those nuts. And that's pretty much it. I can't really say for sure if updating the BMS is something that is required or needed, but I went ahead and did it because I have the right tool to do it. Everything seems to be working perfectly. I didn't lose any memory, not with the door windows, not with the radio or anything else. So as far as I can tell, in the little amount of time that I've had the new battery in, which is just since yesterday, everything seems to be working fine. I did take the car out for a little drive last night just to get the battery charged up a little bit. Don't know if that was actually needed, but went ahead and did it anyways because why not? But that's it. Anyways, Hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will see you soon. Take care.